All right, guys, moving right along to the rear disc brake. You guys can see I got this little disc mounted here. I got this caliper off eBay. Says it's like a go-kart caliper or something like that. It's a single piston, but it has both of the mounting holes lined up perfectly with each other. So that's why I kind of went with it. I'll be honest, I would have liked it better if the bleeder was here, if these were reversed, and I could have mounted it a little further back, and I could have had the bleeder higher, and then possibly just routed the brake line around it. But going this way, you always want to have the bleeder higher than the inlet, and I'm barely going to have that. If I mount it like that, I could go a little far forward. The bolt right now is hitting here. You guys could see I might have a little bit of room. So my plan is, out of cardboard as usual, I'm going to make up a mount that's going to weld to this bushing that I made, and then come up here and have two holes for the bolts. And then I have this little nub on the front there that I cut back drastically to fit, but I purposely didn't cut it off completely. So what I'm hoping to do is design my bracket so that it has a slot, something like that, just like every dirt bike ever made with a disc brake. And then when you adjust the rear axle, to adjust the chain, that'll just slide, and this will go with it. All right, so what I usually do, guys, and some of the other disc brake conversions I've done, I might have shown this, I usually will connect up the master cylinder. Just bolt it on with the hose, fill it up quickly. I don't go crazy to bleed it or anything like that. I just kind of pump it until I get the two pads to lock onto the rotor, and then I'll wrap like a wire, around the hand lever, or if I use the foot lever, I'll figure out a way to lock it so it's pushing the brake on, if that makes sense, hopefully. But I was kind of looking at this one, and I had this little C-clamp here. I had a little aluminum bushing that kind of fit right in the space on the end of the caliper, and it pushed on the back pad just perfectly so I could get the C-clamp in, and I kind of locked it, and it's nice and straight, locked right where I want it on the rotor. So with that being said, now I could kind of maneuver this however I want. Something like that right there. And then I'll take some measurements from here down, and, I'll draw up a quick blueprint. Here's what I came up with, guys. These are the two bolt holes for the caliper. That's the center line of the axle. And, I made that bushing a few videos back. So what I'll end up doing is just grinding that out of the steel and sitting that right on top of the bushing, and then welding that around, obviously once I have this bolted on. This piece goes forward, and then this is the piece on the inside of the swing arm that it slides on. That holds, when you press the brake, that keeps, the brake rotor from spinning around in circles and allows the bike to stop. This is going to have to be offset inwards of this bracket. So I plan on making them in two pieces. I'm probably going to cut that off, just make this a straight piece. I'm going to make this hang down a little bit, and then, this will kind of go behind it. It'll be something like that, and then, I'll get a nice weld on here and on the backside. And then that'll bring that a little bit inboard where I need it. If it doesn't work on the first shot, then I'm going to have to shim this before I weld it, but we should be good. All right, we got our cardboard bracket mounted. You can see it looks pretty good. I'm going to try to show it from here. We got bolts in, and we got a nice fit right around this bushing. That's what I'm going to end up welding it to. And then the only other thing, like I said earlier, is this little nub in the front, and I'm going to mount the little slider bracket to inboard of the cardboard here. I'm going to weld it and mount it just to the left of it so it'll catch the stay in the front. All right, guys, so I had another idea for the way to hold the caliper in place when you press on the brake. I found this linkage I built years ago. I have no idea what the hell it was supposed to be for, but obviously I changed my mind on that one also. I'm thinking I'm gonna do something like this, and what that does is I don't have a way to adjust the rear chain yet. When I put this bracket on here, I'm not sure if you guys could see any of this here. Oh, there we go. The bracket is going to fall a little to this side. If I try to weld that piece on the front, like I had said before, I'm going to take up the whole width of this bushing. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to, but I might be able to just put a thin adjuster in here. Yeah, I could probably still do it the other way. But anyway, I think I'm going to go this route. I have this made already. I'll probably just clean it up in the lathe a little bit. And before I cut out this bracket, I'm just going to leave a little bump out of extra material there. I'll drill a hole, and then that'll be my adjuster. So, you know, you adjust the rear, and then you adjust this at the same time, and you kind of walk the tire back. All right, this is the basic shape, guys. Left all this material in here for now, but I might end up kind of cutting like a right angle once I figure this out a little better. Got this cut, and just try to angle it a hair forward, but it seems to be all right for now. Pulled everything out of this guy, and just wanted to show you where this is going to go. So I'm just going to drill a hole right there. I'll round this off a little better and make a hole. That'll be the adjustment like that. All right, starting to look good here, guys. Got a tack welded on for now. You can see up under here, just one tack there, and then obviously one tack on the other side. But you get the point. I do have a slight interference problem. The bolts that I used, looks like the heads. I might just have to either, you know, chamfer the edge right here or take a grinder to the inside bracket on the caliper. As you guys see, it rolls around and then kind of hits. Just barely hits. I don't even know if you guys could tell on camera, probably not. But anyway, that's a very small problem. For the most part, we're looking pretty good. I just put a nut in here to space these out. I have to take these bolts off and cut them down. They have to be exactly the right size to fit the threads on the caliper mount. But other than that, we're looking good. All right, guys, we're gonna call that done. I got the front bracket welded on. And so the caliper, I had said earlier, I was trying to get this bleeder facing up a little bit. I really couldn't get it because I had to, you know, I had to have a little space here, and then I was putting this linkage. I changed the design, as you guys know. But when the swing arm is level, these are just about level with each other. Unfortunately, when it's on the bike, this is going to be down. But what my plan is to just leave the swing arm like this, hook up my brakes, bleed it right here with this up, and then put it on the bike afterwards, and we should be good.